How to fix black ground textures in The Last of Us Part 1. Welcome back to Teknobalta. During our rigorous testing of The Last of Us Part 1 on PC, our technical team encountered a severe rendering glitch where ground surfaces and environmental textures completely black out. This visual corruption ruins the immersion and can make navigation incredibly difficult during tense gameplay sequences. Through extensive diagnostic analysis on a test bench featuring an Intel Core i7-14650HX processor, an RTX 5060 laptop GPU, and 32 GB of VRAM, we successfully isolated the root causes of this rendering failure. In this comprehensive guide, Teknobalta will walk you through our proven, step-by-step solutions to completely eliminate these black texture anomalies and restore proper visual fidelity to your game. Our primary breakthrough came from modifying the core NVIDIA graphics parameters to resolve a specific lighting calculation error. Navigate directly to your NVIDIA control panel, access the Manage 3D Settings menu, and select The Last of Us Part 1 from the specific program list. You must manually turn off gamma correction entirely, as our analysis revealed this specific setting conflicts with the game engine and is the direct cause of the black textures. Before altering deeper system configurations, it is absolutely crucial to ensure no core asset files are corrupted or missing. Open your digital storefront launcher, right-click the game in your library, and initiate a full file integrity verification process. While this initial diagnostic did not resolve the issue on our primary test machine, Teknobalta considers it a mandatory foundational step for any visual corruption troubleshooting. Teknobalta's diagnostic team also evaluated hardware storage allocation as a potential bottleneck for high-resolution texture streaming. Ensure your game is installed on a high-speed SSD with ample free space, just as our optimized test system successfully utilized a 1 TB SSD with exactly 500 GB of available storage. Proper storage overhead prevents critical texture streaming delays that often manifest as unrendered black patches on the ground. The game engine heavily relies on precompiled shaders, and a corrupted cache will definitively output broken or black textures. Navigate to your local AppData directory in Windows and manually delete the NVIDIA Corporation cache folders. Forcing the graphics hardware to completely recompile these shaders upon the next launch resolves many underlying rendering discrepancies. After clearing the system-level cache, you must allow the game to meticulously rebuild its internal shader library. Launch the title and wait patiently on the main menu until the shader compilation percentage reaches a full 100%. Our testing showed that interrupting this vital background process guarantees texture streaming failures in subsequent gameplay sessions. If standard setting adjustments fail to restore the visuals, the graphics driver registry may contain corrupted legacy entries. Teknobalta highly recommends booting Windows into safe mode and executing the display driver Uninstaller application. Completely wiping the NVIDIA drivers ensures a pristine environment for a fresh, conflict-free graphics installation. Following the driver wipe, download the absolute latest game-ready driver directly from the official NVIDIA portal. During the installation wizard, explicitly select the custom installation route and check the box for a clean install. This strictly overwrites any residual customized profiles that might be forcing incorrect texture states. Artificial intelligence upscaling technologies can occasionally miscalculate environmental shading, leading to localized black surface spots. Access the in-game display settings and temporarily disable deep learning supersampling or any active frame generation features. This effectively forces the engine to render textures at a native resolution, eliminating upscaling artifacts from our diagnostic equation. Extreme texture settings can rapidly exceed the physical video memory limitations of your dedicated graphics card. We strongly advise lowering the in-game texture quality preset to observe if the black surfaces resolve natively. Keeping memory usage safely below your graphics card maximum threshold prevents the engine from instantly dropping texture loads. The Windows operating system may incorrectly throttle background power allocation to the heavy game executable. Navigate to the Windows System Display Settings, access graphics configurations, and manually browse for the game executable file. Assign it the high performance power profile to ensure your hardware maintains maximum clock speeds during heavy texture streaming. Hardware-accelerated GPU scheduling delegates memory management directly to the graphics card, which drastically improves large texture loading times. Open your Windows graphics settings and toggle this specific feature to the active position. A full system restart is required for this low-level pipeline adjustment to take proper effect. The operating system also maintains its own generic repository for compiled DirectX shader data that can become fragmented. Open the Windows Disk Cleanup utility, select your primary installation drive, and explicitly check the DirectX shader cache removal box. Purging this system-level cache eliminates known rendering conflicts between Windows and the proprietary game engine. The native Windows Fullscreen overlay can inject rendering hooks that disrupt the game native display output pipeline. Locate the game executable file in your installation directory, open its properties, and navigate to the Compatibility tab. Check the box to disable full-screen optimizations to force an uninterrupted, direct rendering pipeline. Unstable core or memory overclocks frequently manifest as geometric tearing or solid black texture blocks on environmental surfaces. If you are utilizing hardware tuning software, Teknobalta advises immediately resetting all core parameters to their factory default values. Ensuring absolute hardware stability is incredibly critical when diagnosing persistent graphical engine anomalies. Third-party overlay software can aggressively interfere with the dedicated DirectX rendering thread and corrupt texture outputs. We strongly suggest completely disabling the Steam overlay, Discord integrations, and the NVIDIA overlay tools during gameplay. Removing these intrusive background hooks ensures the game engine has exclusive and total control over the display buffer. Improperly forced anisotropic filtering through external driver control panels can break texture maps at specific viewing angles. Return to your global graphics control panel and ensure anisotropic filtering is strictly set to be application controlled. This allows the internal game engine to dictate its own texture sampling rates accurately without external interference. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.